Okay, now it's time to demonstrate another machine that I have for sale on eBay from my computer collection. This is a PET. This is a model 4016 from back in the late 70s. It is a 40-column 16K model. On eBay I also have the PET 2001-8, or at least I had it listed. Both these are really cool machines. This particular machine is really built a little bit more for computing, or I should say typing, than that other Commodore PET was, and it has a real keyboard. Now this machine has been fully cleaned. It's in really good shape, both inside and out. So today I wanted to give you a quick tour of the machine as well as to do a quick demonstration of it. First we'll power it on. The screen, actually, I've done some work on it. I've replaced the 12-volt regulator, and also the power supply had a blown capacitor, a couple blown capacitors, so I have replaced those as well with brand spanking new and a little bit higher voltage capacitors. So hopefully we'll get another 40 years out of this machine. So as you can see, it's Commodore Basic 4.0. It's 15 KB available. You can also do the standard basic command to see that. Print FRE 0. And 15357, 2 bytes lower than the bytes free reports. I'll never quite figure that out. So it works just great. I was going to also show a cassette loading. This cassette player is shown. This cassette player is part of the listing as well, and plugs into the back of the machine. And I don't have a lot of cassettes for the PET. I have a few listed on the PET 2001 listing, but for this one I'm not including any cassettes. But I do want to show that it works. So what I've done is that I use this device. This is they call it a car connecting pack from Sony. What it is, it's a cassette form factor device that acts like headphones that plugs into your cassette player that'll play whatever WAV file or music you're sending to it to the cassette player. I use this to play WAV files that you'll find for the PET online, and I use that to go straight into the cassette deck. So I'll go ahead and put this in here. You have to get the cable kind of out of the way. It's not really meant to have a cable in there. And so you put the cassette in, make sure it gets pressed all the way down, and then it's load. Standard thing for a cassette. And then I'm going to press play on the cassette player. Now what I have right next door here is I have a PC as a WAV file for checkers I'm going to play. Now by the way, the WAV files and the volume for the WAV files, depending upon what type of adapter you have, is really sensitive. So you have to be really careful, and you have to do a lot of trial and error so that you can see what the right volume level is. If the volume's too high, it'll definitely overload the cassette, and it'll just start doing a lot of clipping, and you won't get it to load at all. But we're set at 70 here right now for this particular adapter. I also have a Bluetooth adapter I use, and I've done that on a couple of my other demonstrations, but I figured we'd go wired for this particular demonstration. So I'm loading checkers, so I'm going to be quiet here. I'll let it run for the next minute and a half. I'll speed up the video so you don't have to sit there and wait, but we'll load checkers and then run it quick. So you can see we've had a successful load, and this is the basic program. So to start a basic program, you do the good old run. Now the algorithm that this is running to play checkers is not good. In fact, this morning when I was testing out the machine, make sure everything was okay, I got myself involved with a heated checkers match with the PET that I did win. Can't prove it, but I did. So I wanted to show you that it loads programs and everything just fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and give you a tour of the inside. Now these machines, these PET machines, are just really neat. They're very heavy steel construction, but they also have this great hinged lid that allows you to look inside of the machine. And hopefully you can see this okay. The circuit board is very clean. It's got all the chips there. There are a couple potential slots. These slots, by the way, or I should say these sockets, are used for additional EEPROMs. There's one additional EEPROM that I do not have. That is the VisiCalc EEPROM. So again, really kind of cool. This keyboard has been cleaned very well. Power supply, capacitors have been changed out to give this thing a lot more life than it had. But very clean inside. I have cleaned both the inside here as well as in the video section. So very nice machine. Really cool thing to add to your collection.